Oh, what is good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Jay in the building. We're back again with another video. All right, man. So this week, man, Jackson State versus Alabama A&M. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. This game right here has the potential to be a very high-scoring game on both sides. I think the only Debbie Downer in this game for me is I don't know if Cornelius Brown is healthy to play in this game. And they're down their top running back in Maurice Edwards, which he didn't play last week. So it is going to be a little different feel. But like I said before, even with Cornelius Brown being gone, I like Eric Henley and the job he did last week to Bethune-Cookman. Now, he is going up against a different beast in Jackson State, in which I think they have the best defense in the conference. But let's get to that. Alabama A&M, offensively, their best chance at beating Jackson State, they're gonna have to plan to control the clock, and they're gonna need touchdowns out of drive, like long touchdown drives. No field goals is going to beat Jackson State. You need touchdowns. And, they have a tight end in Abner who's been, their best receiver so far. Even though, to me, personally, they need to get Davion Walker more involved in the passing game. Even though I do like what they do on offense, they spread the ball around to everybody. They had 2 games this year in which at least 10 different people at least caught a pass in the game, which I think that's an insane stat. I think that's insane. So I like what they do offensively. When it gets to the second half, though, your best players got to touch the ball. And I like Abner, their tight end, in which I think Alabama A&M and FAMU are really the only teams in the SWAC that use their tight ends heavy. I like Frank Pierre. I also like Davion Walker. Yeah, Davion Walker needs to be more involved in the passing game for Alabama A&M. And they are a running back by committee since Maurice is out. So, and this is a really great contrast in terms of the offense is concerned, because Alabama A&M is a throwing team that can run, and Jackson State is a running team that can throw. So I think this is a very great style clash for both teams. Now here's where it's going to get a little sticky for Alabama A&M, because Jackson State is good at stopping both. Alabama A&M isn't. Now, they're decent at stopping the pass, but when it comes to the run game, stopping the run, they gave up 186 yards to Alcorn. They gave up 179 to Tennessee State. And they gave up, just last week, they gave up 259 yards to Bethune-Cookman. And their top running back is a true freshman. So you talking about a true freshman running back in Robinson, and Ransom doing most of the damage against Alabama A&M. And now, mind you, now the silver lining about A&M's defense is that they are very opportunistic. Like, they do cause a lot of turnover. Like, matter of fact, I think they caused the most turnovers in the SWAC this year. I think they have 5 interceptions, and they have 4 or 5 forced fumbles with 4 fumble recoveries. So as long as they're able to minimize their mistakes and cause Jackson State problems in terms of them causing turnovers against them, they can keep it close. But it's all attention upon how Eric Henley can handle the pressure, because Jackson State comes with pressure. Chris Ivory on defense is very physical, and he can definitely rush the passer. And the D tackle Williams has been healthy again, so he's back. So Alabama A&M has a lot to deal with. Now, Here's my problem with Jackson State. Now, Jackson State has the best team in SWAC. They're the best running team, and Jacoby Morgan played very well with top receivers. I think they're the best team from top to bottom. HBC, not just in the SWAC, but HBCU football wise. My biggest problem with them is one thing: penalties. They have way too many penalties for them to be one of the better teams, not just in HBCU football, but a top 25 team. Listen to this. Against Hampton, they had 10 penalties. Against Southern Miss, they had 12 penalties, and 4 of those went for first downs. They had 10 penalties against Tuskegee and had 13 penalties against Southern. That most teams will suffer from having that many penalties as a team. Now, mind you, I believe those penalties is what kept Hampton in the game longer than they should have. I think that's one of the many reasons why they lost against Southern Miss. And, Jackson State and Southern went toe-to-toe with penalties. Like, they both had 13, so that was a wash. But still in all, because next week, they're going to be going up against an Alabama State team that not only take care of the ball, that controls the clock, and are not a high penalized team. They have less than 30 penalties in 5 games. In 4 or 5 games. Like, they have less than 30. So, in order for Jackson State to be dominant, they have to eliminate the amount of penalties that they cause to themselves. Because if they, going up against better teams, against stiffer competition, the 3 things that you're going to need automatic to even keep you in the game or to be dominant is to eliminate turnovers, win time of possession, third down conversions, or 4 things, third down conversions, and penalties. Like, minimize those mental errors, those mental mistakes, and you'll be able to win a lot of games. And not just win games, but to dominate games. And in order for Jackson State to be dominant, because I think they're going to win this game regardless. Me personally, I think they're going to win regardless. But in order to just be dominant, just as a team, period, you have to eliminate the penalties that you cause, because a lot of those penalties is points being taken away, is giving the opposition more possessions, and when you get a third down conversion and you get a penalty, now that backs you up 5 more yards or 10 more yards or even 15 more yards. And when you get a third down stop on defense, now you get penalized for doing something dumb, and then you give them an extra set of downs. So Jackson State is going to have to be more disciplined and not have so many turnovers or so many penalties. And because, especially against Southern, they had 2 touchdowns taken away from them just off of just dumb penalties. Hell, they had a touchdown or 2 taken away from them against Southern Miss because of penalties. So they're going to have to clean that up going further and further down on their schedule. And especially if they want to contend for another SWAC championship, you're going to have to eliminate those. But I think outside of that, I think the running game can dominate Alabama A&M, especially if Alabama A&M is going to be dealing with the injuries that they have, because I think the only chance, the chance that Alabama A&M has of winning this game is to go and score for score and being opportunistic on defense. And listen, and on defense, Alabama A&M, if the ball is thrown your way and you have your hands on it, you have to catch it. You have to make the most of the opportunities that are going to be handed to you, because y'all may make some good plays on it, but batting the ball down ain't gonna do it. It's interceptions, like turnovers, and getting touchdowns. No field goal is going to win you this game. And you have to be almost perfect in the red zone. When you get in the red zone, you have to convert. So, even though I don't think Cornelius Brown is going to play, because otherwise I probably would have given them a better chance to compete in this game. Even though I think Alabama A&M is going to make it competitive, I have Jackson State winning this game because I think the running game is going to I think they're going to run A&M off the field. I mean, me personally, with Travis Terrell, the way Ahmad Miller has been running the ball this year, and the way Davenport ran the ball last week. Listen, I think Jackson State is probably going to control the time of possession for at least 35 minutes. And listen, if I'm Alabama A&M, I'm going to use my tight end to work the middle of the field to have your receivers work outside the numbers, especially with Frank Pierre and Davion Walker. Now, if I'm Jackson State, I'm probably getting one of my athletic linebackers or my strong safeties to guard Abner so that he won't be just a damaging presence in the offense. So, but listen, I think it's going to be a good game either way, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching this game. But I think ultimately, Jackson State is going to win, but just eliminate the amount of penalties that y'all get, because that is killing y'all. But we'll see what happens, man. But I like the matchup, though.